The next problem we have in cleaning up this large database is a problem of places. Places are supposed to be city, state, zip. And if you look at a help file will help you understand and work with places. And it's a very good help place. But we have problems galore in our places, and let me show you how you find them. The first thing you do is you click on List at the very top. You come down here, and they have a list of all places that you have used in your RootsMagic database. And you look down this and you say, wait a minute, I thought places were supposed to be city, state, zip, but we have things like, oh, England, and over here it doesn't have, it's comma, 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 England. That's not right. So the very first thing you can do is you can double click on this. It will bring up, let's edit this place, and let's get rid of those 3 commas in front of England. I'm simply going to delete those, and now watch this. Let's geocode England, and because RootsMagic has a database of over 3 million places, it knows that this is the latitude and longitude of England. And now we can say, instead of saying England or whatever, we can say use the standard place, and let's then take and say okay, and it will replace our comma, 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 England with a place, England, United Kingdom, and it will also give it a latitude and longitude. So we could start using standard names for our places. That's the very first thing that we might do. Next of all, in places, we've got things that have, oh man, dates in them. What in the world is this? This is a street address in Los Angeles County. I wonder who this belongs to. Well, we have found that if you click on print and you have selected this, we can generate a report, and it will come up and show us who has that address and city, state, zip, which is completely non-standard. So we could close this, and then we would go back and do our RootsMagic Explorer 124, 171 is where I think that was. If we edit this person and we look down here at the places, we can go down until we find the one that has the, oh, here it is. Oh my gosh. Now, once you find this place, you can take and say, that's an address. It's really Los Angeles County, California. You could say, is it Gortham? Now, Gortham's the street. What I do is I select this, I do a Control X, remove it, and then Control V down here. And then you save. But here's another secret. Right here is a magnifying glass that brings up and says, hey, this is a place in Los Angeles, California. And I say, it's pretty darn sure that's what it is. So I could say, hey, paste that to this place. Save that and go on to the next find. We have a whole bunch more things to do. Wow, I wonder how many of these guys are like those address things. I have defined a group called places that have 0 to 1 in it. Now look at this carefully. This says select by people's data. It says any fact that has a place that contains a 0, any fact a place, contains a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, and they would say, okay, that's what I want to do. It's going to search. After I get done with that search, it comes up and it gives me about 184 people. And then we would go over here and we would click on the groups of places that have 0 to 1 in it. And let's take a random one. We'll double click on this person and look down his list of places until, oh, look at this, has Ward 2. I'm going to suspect that Ward 2 is an address or a location within Midland. I'm going to Control X and move it down here, Control V, because it's more of a place detail. And I'm going to say, hey, here's Midland, Michigan. I am going to say paste that to this place. As soon as I do that, it is now geocoded and given the coordinates of this place. I'm going to save it and continue on. Let's go back and look at our list of places after we've done that. Here's something that you need to know how to do. Here's Wright County, Minnesota, Wright County, USA. I'm going to guess that Wright County, USA has if I look at that and I can say, let's geocode that. Oh, and it found it in the database. So I can say use the standard and say okay on this. Now it has a latitude and longitude. And that's Wright, Minnesota, United States. And this one has a geocode too. Good job. But look there's two of these that are exactly the same. We shouldn't have that. Let's merge these two together. And now we'll have a smaller place list and be much better off, much cleaner. The last thing to do is another way to look at these address things. If I have Syracuse, New York, we could split the place and the place detail and say it's Avenue. We could take Control X this, put it down in the place detail, and we know that that's New York, USA most likely. And now let's say okay, and then let's see if it likes it geocode. Oh yes, it does. Look at that. It knows the city, it found the county, and it has this right here, and we could then say okay, we like that, and use the standard place name, and we would move up here and it would go up here. The last thing to do, which is a little bit scary, we would much rather you find and fix these by hand so that it doesn't confuse, is to do a geocode. Now, geocode is an automatic process that looks through all of your places and tries to decide if it has a 99% chance being the same correct place. If it does, it uses the standard name and geocode, and you can say yes here. It says, do you want to geocode which don't already have? And I'm going to click yes and wait for a while. After geocoding everything that it understands and is happy that it knows exactly what it is, it comes up and it says that we have 4,518 unmatched places. And I can go down and say, here's Evans, New York. Seriously, there's not a real easy and clean way to find and fix these 4,517 matches. This is why this is a problem. If you go into the place list again, and we come down to the place list, unused places. And this is all those things that it's taken and no longer needs to keep track of. And remember, I changed this guy to Los Angeles, and we can then delete those unused places just to clean our database up. Now, this is, I would go back again and read the help. I hope this is another way to give you an idea of problems that you're going to run into and cleaning up your data. So if you give us your database, make sure it's clean, especially with places, and hopefully geocoded before you let us import it into our master. Okay, this is another one. Give me comments. If I missed something, tell me geocoding works for you or doesn't. I would love to have feedback.